Everybody has an opinion.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going bad.
You look incredibly rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. It's a little bit of weed.
Hey.
Hello.
Here we are back again.
We are back again.
Episode 16. Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, although these days they are not.
No, not so sweet as a
little
mother of
shits.
two teenagers. And I mean, you've got an almost 16-year-old, don't you?
Well, he
Oh,
was. He's 17 now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But he's cheeky, and we'll hear about his little cheekiness in Funny in the Moment.
A bit later on in the show.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into the news. So as of today, recording on the 25th, it is the official opening of the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Hooray! All right.
40 years old. We're in the 40th year.
Great. So is that a millennial? Is that what a 40-year-old would be? That'd be a
Yeah, they're
millennial.
elder millennials. Yeah, correct. It's 100 shows up on last year. There's a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty big one. We've all got shows happening. The Exford has its first after party tonight. For those not in the know, the Exford is a pretty big institution, I guess, for late night after party.
Yeah. I think it's called the After
It is. It's
Party.
called the after party.
Yeah.
It's run by Chris Franklin and Ned Townsend.
Yep. Ned, we've had on the podcast.
Yeah, Big Red Ned.
That's right, from Tasmania.
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's a great one for anyone. That's open to everyone to come on down. It is late. I think it starts at, is it 11? 10, 11?
Yeah, I think
something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
So it is a later one. But for those of you listening who want to get a great and also free slice of the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, you will see all sorts. It's a great curated show. You'll see huge headliners, everyone doing shows. So highly recommend checking that out.
Yeah. I've been a number of times. In fact, you've even performed there.
I have.
Yeah.
I've performed twice there.
Wow. And I've been in the audience many times.
Yes, I'll probably give it a go again this year. It's a pretty, it's one of the best gigs I think for the comedy festival. So, and it's always an honour to get up on stage. You can perform with big, Jim Owen and Chris Franklin and Lars and all great people there.
And will Jimmy Carr pop in, do you reckon?
I've been saying it. I think so.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised if he doesn't.
All right. Watch this space.
Watch this space. Bron Lewis.
Yes, talking about Big Red.
Yeah, Big Red.
She loves her red
She
hair
has
colour.
the best hair colour in the business. As someone who used to be a big fan of the orange hair, I had orange hair for quite a while. Bron Lewis is co-hosting the opening night of the Comedy All-Stars Super Show with Freddie Blake.
So interesting, I was walking the dog this morning and on my Instagram popped up Bron Lewis's, she'd done a little shout out essentially to what she's doing, and it was a screenshot of the ABC News, the website, and the title was she used to perform stand-up in dive bars and now she's the host of the gala.
To the dive bar.
And I thought, that's how everyone starts in stand-up comedy. You all start in dirty dive bars. You don't go from learning how to write a joke to performing your Netflix special.
Yeah, sure. ABC did report that Susan Proven, festival director, said to Bron that she has had the fastest path from winning Raw Comedy to hosting opening night, which is crazy because she started comedy 4 years ago in 2022.
Yeah.
And now she's hosting a major festival event.
Yeah. Wow. So that whole line, those that can do, those that can't teach, she was a teacher.
Yeah, and now she's doing it.
And now she's doing it.
That's
all right.
it. Oh, maybe her next move is teaching comedy.
Ooh.
Hey, combine it both.
Challenge.
Oh, no.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Aaron Chen.
Yes, love
He's
him.
got a Netflix special dropping mid-festival.
Yes, the little awkward Sydney Asian guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
From China, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's southern China. I say that because as the listeners know, I lived in China and I speak Mandarin.
It's all right for him to say it.
Yeah, I can say it.
Far be it from me to assume someone's nationality, mainly because I'm just racially blind. Aaron Chen's stand-up special, Funny Garden, lands on Netflix on the 31st of March, which is right in the middle of the festival season. That's just around the corner. ABC singled him out in its Melbourne International Festival coverage, which makes sense because he is one of the clearest local examples of the festival circuit turning into a proper mainstream and global, superstar.
Absolutely. And a funny garden. Yeah, that's basically everyone's backyard in Brunswick, isn't it? The don't look in the backyard.
Yeah,
that's just tomato
there.
trees.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I've really liked his rise. He's awkward. And I saw Lawrence Mooney recently. And the reason I bring this up is because Lawrence and Aaron Chen were in a skit show, and Lawrence pashes Aaron.
I haven't seen that.
Pashes. Like I don't think there was any tongue, no close-ups. But
Well, I mean, who can confirm that except the two that were involved?
that's it. And I had to ask Lawrence. It was actually at a Hard Knock Knocks Comedy School graduation, and Lawrence was the headliner. So I said, well, "What? How was that moment?" He goes, "Yeah, it was fine," and just skipped over it. I guess it's 2026, right?
That's right. They're professional. Who hasn't pashed their mate once or twice? You know? Whatever. Bit of a discussion topic, actually. Something that I've noticed regarding Melbourne International Comedy Festival, which I'd love your opinion on, actually. I'm seeing this year especially a lot more online content creators whose
Do you know who I am?
whose form, I guess, is short form comedy.
Yes.
Putting on their first shows.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
this festival, I think anyone who is involved in the festival who isn't a megastar can agree it's a rough one thus far. But we've only just opened. Ticket sales, I think we've both experienced that in the second week, third week it picks up a bit.
Yep.
However, I just find it interesting. I have seen an influx of online creators having their first shows, and I just wonder if not if it's unfair, but if it's really diluting an already over diluted space. We've got a lot of people putting on their first solo shows and things like that. I just wonder if maybe it's more fair that we have some sort of content creators festival that, not to segregate comedy, not to be like, you can't be in here, but
Right.
I mean,
Like the Special Olympics for comedy.
What did you say?
yeah, that's
Essentially.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it is a bit, isn't it? It's I wouldn't say easy. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into content creation. However, I think it's a bit less risk. It's not live, is it? You can edit things. You can sort of
do it again,
exactly.
do it again.
And you can just delete it if it's going badly.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I wrote an article for the Hard Knock Knocks website, a number of interviews, one with Lewis Spears. And Lewis was interesting because he started as he did a lot of stand-up comedy before he launched his comedy career. He was originally a YouTube person, and then he wanted to build that audience that he grew on YouTube, but he didn't go straight into performing stand-up. He secretly went out for about 2 or 3 years from memory and practiced and did all the open mics and all the dark, dingy bars that Bronwyn did, of course, and he built his experience up, and then he announced he was doing it. So he already had tens of thousands of followers in Australia specifically, and often in Melbourne. And so when he was able to say, right, I've actually got my next show, and I don't think he went straight to the Melbourne Comedy Festival. I think he just said, I'm going to do a show mid-year. He had an audience.
Yeah, well, I think that's the way to do it, because I also think I'd actually really like to talk to a online content creator who is now doing the festival in terms of how maybe their ticket sales are going and how their online audience maybe has translated into ticket sales, because I think a lot of people would be surprised. They've got an audience of hundreds of thousands and their views are solid and things like that. Their advertising's great. But ticket sales, I don't know how many of those people would go and see a show.
Well, you don't know how many are regional, you don't know how many are interstate, and then you don't know how many are fake.
That's true.
I mean, how many bots are following you,
The dead internet theory.
Oh, yeah, bots following bots.
That's it.
Well, that's interesting. And the other issue, of course, is the transition from online to offline, or O to O.
O to O.
Which is I've taught before, but in a marketing sense, it's massively different. And and the performance that you're giving with multi cameras, with outside, with other actors, the performance and the experience for the audience is totally different when it's a one person up on stage, one microphone, and they're like, well, this isn't as good as what I watch on Instagram, and it can be detrimental.
Absolutely.
Ultimately. Yeah.
I think a good example of, I'm not saying they started with online content, but Auntie Donna are very good at traversing the difference between an online skit and producing that on stage.
Get out of the kiln.
They do. It's not straight stand-up, obviously, but they do bring in props and things like that. So that's a very good example of it succeeding.
It does.
But maybe not the general experience for everyone.
Absolutely. It's very similar. Yeah, on that note, I'm a big fan of Ruben Solo. I saw him, he already had a fairly good following. He did those scenes where he plays all three characters, one with a hat, one without a hat, one with a ponytail, one without a ponytail. And very witty, very well written. And then I also saw him at the same time at the Rubber Chicken in South Melbourne, RIP. And I saw him getting into stand-up. In fact, I think a little bit of coat riding on Lewis Spears, in fact. So he was doing a few minutes. He was doing sort of 5 to 10 minutes and supported by Lewis Spears. And then today he's worked out his stand-up comedy set. It is an interactive theatre experience. It's got sound effects, lighting. It's got the voiceover. The voice of God is part of the show.
I can smell
It
you.
has projectors, and it's very similar, or at least it is, to the same theme as his online Instagram and TikTok videos. So he hasn't removed himself so far away. I think that's the problem when the online people suddenly try to do like a Bill Burr type of stand-up, and they're like, because I'm edgy when I do Instagram, but doesn't quite translate.
Yeah, absolutely. All righty. Moving on to a bit of comedy history. The Office, US version. You're not a fan?
Oh, the British one, always going to be better.
It is better, but I mean, Steve Carell.
He is great and was made by that show.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Ricky Gervais pointed out quite clearly.
Multiple times, I
Golden
think.
Globes, yeah.
Well, the US version premiered on the 24th of March 2005 on NBC.
Yeah.
It ran for 9 seasons and wound up on the 16th of May 2013. Obviously, Steve Carell played Michael Scott, and it ran for 201 episodes.
Wow, that's a lot. And it was, again, it was probably pretty truthful to the characters, right?
Sure.
Very almost identical characters, almost, with an American flair. Was it New Jersey? I think it was sort of Newark, New Jersey or something, sort of out of, because the original British one was out of London, Slough. I've been to Slough.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been to Slough. It's the equivalent in Melbourne. It would be sort of Ringwood. Ringwood, for those outside of Melbourne and outside of Australia, is a suburb. It's actually improved somewhat. It's in the eastern suburbs, and it's probably about a 25 to 35 kilometre distance.
Shout out to Ringwood.
Yeah,
Anyone
go
from Ringwood?
Yeah, go Ringwood.
Amazing. Roscoe Arbuckle was born. Now, I had
no idea who that is.
Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle was born on the 24th of March. It's a theme.
Yeah.
1887.
Oh, is he the kind of guy that has the belt and the trousers pulled up around his nipples?
Yep, he was the one of the major stars of silent film comedy, and he did work as a director. He was doing quite well until his career was derailed by a 1921 scandal around the death of an actress, Virginia Rapp, after a party that he attended with her in San Francisco. So he was accused of and tried 3 times for manslaughter.
Oh, wow.
He was acquitted on the 3rd trial. However, the press coverage and public backlash pretty much destroyed his career, which, I mean, sounds like it was fair enough. I mean, 3 times, and on the 3rd time they're like, right, off you go.
Off you go, you've had enough. They call it a rap party when you finish filming.
Right.
I wonder if that's a play on words.
Oh, how horrible. Well, her name was spelled Rapppe.
Well, right. And he there was a murder. Do you know anything about the murder?
Yeah.
Did she trip her over and she hit her head, or was it?
No, it was
more
quite
gruesome?
violent. It
Oh,
was
okay.
it was sexually violent and
Right, okay.
things like that. So yeah, not good. Actually, upon saying this all aloud, not even sure why I brought him up. But there's a guy. He was born on the 24th of March. So happy birthday.
Well, I guess you call that dark comedy.
Oy, oy, oy.
Can I bring back the energy just slightly, a bit more positive? I went to see Electric Six on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Electric Six?
I've heard of Electric
You
Six.
probably know the 2 songs that became quite famous. The one is called The Gay Bar, which is at the gay bar,
Gay bar, gay bar. Dun, dun.
You know that one, right? And the other one is Danger, High Voltage.
Let's go.
Danger, High Voltage. That's a woman singing.
Okay.
When we kiss. So my wife bought the tickets knowing those 2 songs as well.
Amazing.
And we expected that, and it was in Northcote Ballroom, or Northcote Theatre.
Okay.
Which is just Northcote, really, on one of the main roads there. Don't even know what road that was, but it's in Northcote, and it was great. The theatre itself for live music was incredible.
What was the size, like the capacity there?
I dare say there's probably 500 people there.
Okay, cool.
Standing room only,
yeah.
really. There might have been seats on the balcony up high, hidden away. But it was great. But I just want to emphasise, look, I knew those 2 songs, and I knew the music video for Danger, High Voltage, which had the lead singer in sort of a 40s thin moustache, maybe even 30s, with a glowing ball around his genital area. And then she had glowing balls around her breast areas.
Wild.
And it just crazy for whenever it came out. I think it was like early 2000s. They're about a 26-year-old band. But what was funny, because I'm watching the band who was 26 years older than when they formed. So they're now, I'm guessing, in their late 40s or 50s.
Sure.
Yeah. They remind me, the lead singer now doesn't remind me of that sexy guy. It just reminds me of a farmer from Shepparton. and everyone else was dressed in suits with receding hairlines. And they just remind me of accountants on stage. So, but everyone was Gen X. I mean, there was Gen X and maybe a couple of boomers, but no one younger than that. And I want to add, they're a funny band. Like they get up there and they play fun, and I don't think they've got a single love song. I think it's all about taking you to a gay bar. And,
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a love song to somebody.
That's right. And so it was a lot of fun. They are interactive. They're comical. Witty, the lead singer, was great. They were doing high kicks for men that should not be doing high kicks. Their age and also the trousers.
Yeah, sure. It's a dangerous situation for a guy to kick that high.
Yeah, danger.
Danger.
Anyway, I brought that in just to bring the energy back up.
Well, that's great. I'm ready. I'm ready to go to a bit of a poof doof now, I think. You allowed to say that anymore?
Oh, I think you are. They say it.
Yeah, they say it. I can say it. Let's crack open a beer.
A beer.
What have we got today?
Well, I, of course, went down to our classic swords as well, and a bit of a scoop.
Yep.
I've got their names.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's right. So the two ladies were there. Nothing happened while we were there, but I did expressly ask them, hi, ladies, do you mind if I ask you your name? It was a little bit awkward because they didn't know my name either.
No.
And it's Sass and Lauren.
Shout out to Sass and Lauren.
Well done. And Anthony's been on. Anthony is the American that works there, and he's been away on break recently, so he'll be back. So we'll probably talk about Anthony as well.
Yeah, great. They'll never know that we're talking about.
No, that's right, because they're not on social media.
That's it.
So she saw me coming in and she said, Morry, or no, she didn't, because she didn't know my name, but she will next time. She said, you there, Northern Red. It's an English red ale. Now, I don't know what that means, but good news.
It's from Boat Rocker Brewers and Distillers, and
375.
It's a 375 ml, 4.5% alcohol.
1.3 standard drinks. So again, for the non-Australians, a standard drink in Australia is 1. That's what the standard is, and it would be probably a Carlton draft in a pot. And a pot's like 275 mils.
Yep.
So if it's 375 and more alcoholic than a Carlton draft, then it's going to be 1 point something. And we've drank, 2.3, I think, occasionally in this podcast. So I'm going to crack it open.
Crispy. Inspired by the charm of Northern England and all of its offerings, we crafted a red ale that genuinely walks the tightrope between drinkability and a harmonious malt profile. We believe it's a boss beverage.
It is good. Northern England. What was the word they used to describe Northern England?
The charm.
The charm. The charm of North England.
Is Northern England charming?
No, I don't think I've ever
What are the highlights? What's big in Northern England?
Well, Adrian's Wall, right? Hadrian's Wall, not Adrian. Adrian's Wall is just down the road from my place. But Hadrian's Wall, which is the wall that the Romans built to keep out the Scottish. And then south of that is, I guess, north of England. Yeah, I don't know. I know Wales, Northern Wales would be charming.
Sure.
But I've never sort of heard Scotland. I've heard Scotland is rolling hills or Northern England rolling hills and, a bit rough. But there we go. All right. Well, you fooled us, England. And so is it from Australia or is it British? Or is it just borrowing from?
It may be just borrowing. Made by the Boat Rocker Brewers. Braeside, Vic.
There we go. So cultural appropriation.
Culturally appropriation. Yeah. Very tasty. Give it a crack. Northern Red.
Northern Red. I think that's
Bron Lewis's nickname, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon it is.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Swords Brewing.
Fantastic. We've not had the same drink twice, and there's plenty more.
There's plenty more, and they're always bringing in new ones as well. So, Morry, I don't know if you know this.
I don't know if you know this, kids.
Before modern pregnancy tests, they used to use frogs. Have you heard this?
I'm thinking witches. I'm thinking cauldrons.
No. Very much more medical.
Okay.
So it was called the Hogben test, Hogben, developed in the 1930s, which used an African clawed frog. A woman's urine was injected into the frog, and if it contained the pregnancy hormone HCG, the frog would ovulate within 8 to 12 hours. Now, I assume the way that they'd work that out is they'd dissect the frog and find the eggs. So the test was not detecting a fetus directly. It was just looking for the hormone.
The hormone, yeah.
It became widely used and considered more reliable and scientific than many earlier methods.
Wow.
It was so popular that the frog was actually exported all around the world.
I had sort of images of gremlins. You know, when a gremlin gets wet and that's how it gives birth, right? And it pops.
Yeah.
Or no, it eats after 12.
You can't feed them after midnight.
No, you can't eat them up. Yeah, if you feed them after midnight, they become the gremlin
the
type.
feral, yeah.
But when you get them wet, they start to multiply. So the ones that are gremlin-like, they get all these cysts.
And
then
they
pop.
Yeah.
They pop out. So that's what I had of this frog. But the sad news is that they cut it open and
I assume so. I don't think they're going to check if the frog's feeling a bit more randy. Oh, shit, that frog's ovulating.
right.
But, I'm glad that we have modern pregnancy tests now, so we're not all – well, I guess you're not really urinating on a frog, are you? All those old wives' tales, there's different ones. Did you ever go through that with your wife when she was pregnant, working out all the old, like, is it going to be a boy or a girl, the ring test, any of those?
Oh, there wasn't a ring. There was one linked to hormones, and this was my wife who's Chinese, and these are the Chinese telling me that women who have a boy, that they're pregnant with a boy, become uglier. Have you heard that before?
I've heard the opposite, which is interesting. So I'd love to hear what the Chinese...
Well, they say because the increased amount of testosterone in the blood makes the woman maybe a little bit more androgynous, perhaps.
Right.
And to the Chinese culture, maybe that's ugly.
Well, that's very interesting because Western culture's old wives' tale is that if you're pregnant with a girl, you look uglier because she's stealing all your beauty. You become more haggard, which I actually thought sounds more like a Eastern
witch.
medicine thing anyway, honestly.
Like a witch.
Yeah, a witch thing. But I thought I was having boys both times, and I had two girls, so who knows? And I did all the tests and everything. I was convinced.
No, well, there we go.
So I don't recommend going out and urinating on a frog, but I mean, if there's anyone out there who has a bit more grasp on the scientific aspect of it, let us know.
Yeah, we need cane toads to be used in some experiments to get rid of that feral pest.
Yeah, just yeeting. We could load them up. We could load them up like missiles and just yeet them at other countries. Like everyone else has got nukes. We've got cane toads. I almost said it. We've got cane toads.
Yes.
So I was at the Raw Comedy Victorian State Finals on Monday night.
That was amazing. And it was a big cast of people too.
Oh, it was huge. Probably like 15, 18 people, I think.
That's right.
And Jorgia Rice.
Which we interviewed.
We featured on the podcast before, I think on her first heat way back when in January.
At the Esplanade Hotel at
Correct.
the SB. Yeah.
She won. She got through as our Victorian representative for the Raw finals.
So she beat everyone in Victoria and includes Geelong, Melbourne.
Yep.
Did they do
Ballarat,
anything? Ballarat
they did
as
a
well?
Ballarat one,
yeah. And so she gets through to compete at the national finals in the Melbourne Town Hall during the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Televised on
Incredible.
SBS. So there will be, well, I can't guarantee that. It's not like I'm the authority on it, but usually there will be a wild card from Victoria.
Yep.
So we can expect probably another person to be representing Vic.
Yep.
Usually the biggest states, New South Wales, Victoria, have a few more. Well done to everybody. It was a really, really great show, really tight competition. And, of course, well done to Jorgia.
Jorgia Rice.
I caught up with. And let's have a listen to that little chatteroo. Hello, guys. I'm here for our Tight Five with Jorgia Rice. Welcome.
Thank you.
Some of you may recognise Jorgia from an earlier little interview we did with her at, I think it was your first heat at the ESPY back in January.
Yes, it was. Yeah, round one.
And that was for Raw Comedy, the Melbourne International Comedy Festival open mic championship, I guess. Since then, you've been on a bit of a roll, mate. I was there on Monday night at the Raw State not even semis, it was the state finals, wasn't it? Victoria State Finals. And who won that?
I was there too, and I won it.
Wow. Well, it's good you were there for that then. It would have been a bit awkward if you weren't there.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
That's extreme.
Yeah, I know.
I really very much enjoyed the video of you just absolutely looking so shook. You were not expecting that.
Yeah, no, I really wasn't. Like everyone was so good, and I was watching everyone else going, I've done well, I know I have, but everyone was great, and I didn't know who was going to be called, so I was surprised and stoked to have it be my name.
It was a great lineup of people. It was honestly a very tight competition. I love the fact that you were so humbled and surprised. I think that's something that's so great about you. You've been doing comedy how long now? I think when we talked last, it was about 9 months.
Oh, just over a year now. I started last January, so a year and a couple months.
That's 1 year. Is wild and a pretty fast trajectory. I believe Bron Lewis had a pretty fast uprising as well. 2022, really? She won Raw. And now she's hosting, I think it's the Comedy All-Stars Super Show.
Yeah, she was there hosting the state final. She was lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So we know a little bit about your comedy journey.
Yep.
Let's learn more about Jorgia Rice, the person. So, I mean, firstly, you've got a fantastic name for comedy.
Yep.
Without being racially motivated at all. You don't look like a Jorgia Rice.
Okay. I don't think I've heard that before. I've been a Jorgia Rice my whole life. So
wow, and I'm the first person to tell you that. Excellent. Where are you from, Jorgia? Where'd you grow up?
Frankston.
Franger.
Yeah. That's my humble beginnings and humble continuation because I still live there.
Now, Frankston South has become a little bit gentrified. Really.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the nice part of Frankston. No, I really am in Frankston.
I used to live right across the road from the Pines, so, like Seaford-ish. So I was always very much Seaford Station, Cannonook Station, which has the most stabbings out of every station.
Great.
Don't know if you knew that or if you...
I do now.
This
is what my nana worries about when I tell her I'm catching the train to do comedy.
Just never go through Cannonook, I guess.
Okay.
So brothers, sisters, you got any? You wish you had them?
I do have a brother. My brother is 7 years old.
7? And how old are you?
29.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been a bit... Was it a shock for you or your parents? Or?
Yeah, it was definitely...
Probably less for them.
I mean, they knew it before me. But
sure.
Yeah, no, we were all very surprised when it happened because, my parents were in their 40s.
Wow.
Having their second baby.
Their second as well.
Yeah.
It would have been like the first all over again, really.
Yeah, and then just I was there being the third parent, which is a pretty weird.
Yeah, did you babysit a lot? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of humour from that as well, I think, being a kid sort of and a teenager but having to sort of raise a sibling.
Yeah, well, I was 22 when he was born.
Wow, so fully fledged adult.
Yep, whole person, and moved out when he was little, and now I've just moved back in with my dad.
Cool.
Which is great. I do recommend it if you've got a dad to move in with.
Yeah, I don't, but good for you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. We can't all be as privileged as I am.
That's it. Some of us just don't have what others have, unfortunately. I'm wondering, you've done a lot of gigs. I think you've probably actually done more gigs than I have by this stage.
Really?
You're a gig pig in the nicest possible way. Do you have a gig? People often ask about like their best gigs or their worst gigs. I'm thinking of something. Is there something that you can recall that's been really unhinged or just made you go, wow, this is the life I chose? I'm doing comedy and X just happened in front of me. If not, that's fine.
I don't know about something that happened in front of me. I think more like some of the nights when, you drive all the way to a gig and then there's 3 drunk people there who are not your audience at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go, okay, this is... I'm not getting a lot out of this one, but
sure.
I think overall those are less than the good ones. Most of the time you can get something out of a gig.
I agree. And I think even those really weird ones with 3 people, it's almost like resilience training, right? Like if you can still hold your own in a gig like that, you're probably going to smash at the state, or no, you're probably going to smash at the grand final of
Hopefully,
Raw.
yeah.
And when's that happening?
That is on April 12th at Melbourne Town Hall.
Wow, Melbourne Town Hall. Now that's going to be, I think, your biggest crowd to date.
Yeah, I mean, I was already so excited to perform at Max Watts at the state final because I've seen comedy there, and it's just bizarre to be doing that just a year on from starting, and now I'm already doing that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And
it must feel crazy.
Just another level of that.
Because Max Watts was what, 250, 250?
Yeah, about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Town Hall is exponentially bigger. I don't have the numbers.
I don't even know how many people will be there, but it should be really fun.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
What have you got coming up in the festival aside from your huge televised competition?
I'm also doing a couple nights opening for Jeremy Dooley for his
Wow.
show The Big Swing,
Yep.
which is at the Golden Gate Hotel. I'm doing it April 8th and 10th.
Cool,
there.
man. And I believe you also might be popping in for my show, Girls Just Want to Have Puns, on
Yes.
April 18th, our final show. And I don't want to give too much away, but you might have a pretty big role on that night.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. No
I'm going
pressure.
to bring the most puns.
Oh, the most puns anyone has ever seen. Well, Jorgia Rice, thank you for being here, punny, and soon to be a national treasure, I think. I'm going to call it now.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thanks. I mean, we'll see. We'll wait and see.
Hooroo.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Wow. What I like about Georgia is not only is she witty and funny, she's got humility. She's so humble. You know,
Yeah,
she's
absolutely.
lovely. I talk about the top 5 qualities of a successful stand-up comedian, and connect is one of them. And that is not just on stage, which obviously she does because that's how she won with the audience, but also off stage. She's such a lovely person to be involved with, which is why we booked her for the May Hard Knock Knocks comedy course, even before she won. So yeah, she'll be there with Rusty Bertha being our guest alumni in May.
Absolutely. And you can also catch Georgia headlining at my final show of Girls Just Want to Have Puns, 18th of April at Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza, that's the curved building on the Yarra. There's a bridge right next to it. I think there's like 5 trams.
It's so easy to get to by public transport.
Yeah, 96, number 12, 109, 70 and 75. That's 5 trams.
Wow, what a tram nerd.
I am. And well, one more, the Circle tram, which I don't know what the number
the City Circle.
City Circle,
Yeah.
whatever that number is. And of course, you can walk from South, what's it called? Southern Cross. Yeah, as well.
So many options.
Well, technically, you can walk from Ringwood, but
you can walk from anywhere if you're brave enough, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, maybe get an Uber.
yeah, anywhere. So, funny in the moment.
Funny in the moment. What's been going on?
Well, I have been going to Bunnings quite a lot recently. And
Yes.
I was there again on the weekend. We're doing a little bit of renovation. And, well, here's another story. It involves my son and it involves Bunnings. So a little bit of a lesson to anyone, again, who doesn't live in Australia or has never visited Australia. One of the most important cuisines of Australians is the Bunnings snag. And I've probably confused you even more. A snag is a sausage typically served in a piece of white bread, the cheapest bread that one can buy from a supermarket. Right?
Yes.
And it is the bare minimum of food production. Maybe putting milk on cornflakes could be lower, but this is pretty basic. And that's important because volunteers man the barbecues that are outside the front door of any Bunnings on a weekend. And then they're normally Rotary clubs, sports clubs. They can be all ages, all genders, raising money for their club in particular. So there I was on the Sunday with my son. We'd already bought some items and we're out, and I said, would you like a sausage? And of course he said yes. And so I walked up to the lady. She was from a local Rotary club. I think it was Port Melbourne Rotary Club. And I asked her and I had a little bit of a chat, little bit of banter. And I had my dog with me, Luna. Now, Luna had recently got a haircut, and my wife had cut the dog in a way that Luna had what could be described as a mane, like a lion mane. But that's not what this lady from the Rotary Club saw. She asked me, and this is what she said. She said, "Why does your dog have a mullet?" And I replied, "Oh, that's because she's from Maui." And the Rotary Club lady, and I'd say she's probably in her mid to late 50s, she just looked at me, barely recognised that I'd made a joke, and then my son said, "Oh, you just got aired." Now, he's just Gen Z, and I had to ask him what that means, but I think it means that no reaction is getting aired, is it?
Yeah.
Great. So, so I guess you had to be there. I guess that's funny in the moment, but it was almost the lack of reaction made for an opportunity to be funny in the moment.
Sure, and it's nice to see the younger generations jumping in, you know. Teenagers these days, it's usually just a blank stare, so good on him.
Yeah, so maybe like father like son, Morgan and son.
Morgan and son,
funny in the
practical
moment.
jokesters.
That's it. Yeah, so anyone who's from the Port Melbourne Rotary Club, can you please ensure that you've got people serving the sausages with a little bit more banter?
That's it. Appreciate a dog with a mullet when you see one.
Exactly.
Come on.
From Moe. Moe, again, I have to explain it one more time to anyone who is not from Melbourne or not from Victoria or not from Australia. Moe is kind of the working class city town. It's probably about 2.5 hours out of Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's a bit working class. It's near the mines. It's near the coal mines, the power stations. So, but people with mullets are probably more prevalent.
Although I have noticed the 70s are back for these young kids, all the mullets. Have you noticed all the kids love the mullets and the filthy stash? And I'm not talking, mustaches are fine. Morry has a very neatly manicured mustache, but I'm talking about these filthy ones that these young boys are growing, and it's just ugh. Anyway, that's all back. Glad I don't have a son.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Well, what a quick one. Now we go into the Melbourne International Comedy Festival next week. We've both got shows that we're producing.
Yep.
And we're going to hopefully get every episode out over the next 3 weeks as well.
That's it, on time.
And maybe some more interviews with some visitors as well.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of people coming in. I've got people on my lineup shows I'd love to have in. I'm sure you do too.
Yep.
So I might even get a few on-the-ground interviews while we're out and about during the next few weeks.
Sounds great.
All right, Morry.
No worries. Well, thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Morry.
This has been
This Week
in
Comedy.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. I just did a little bit of weed.